this morning, Tuesday testimony or Testimony Tuesday. I got a nice testimony for y'all this morning. If you just joined in, give me a hap, because you know what time it is. I said if you just joined in, give me a hap, because you know what time it is. They say they wanted me back, Honey Margot.
Hey, that's what they had said.
They said, where you been? I said, here we go. We're going to talk about this here on Testimony Tuesday. Come on now, Lex. Come on, Jewel. I see you. Come on. Reggie, I see you. Come on. Y'all come on in and take a seat. Anybody brought their Bibles this morning?
I got my Bible.
You got yours?
I got
Cause we finna preach this morning. They ain't know we was finna do on this Tuesday. Come on now. So look, the topic of today is the main one we see on all these memes that everybody, y'all know it's holiday time, it's finna be a new season, so we hear everywhere, you know what I'm saying? I gotta cut these people off next year. Right? Now we all know 2023, new year, new me. I'm gonna tell you something. It ain't gonna be no new year, new me unless you get a new environment. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you don't change your environment, you don't change the people you around, you don't change the people you talk to, the people you kick it with, the people you eat lunch with, the people you have dinner with, the people you talk to on the phone. If you do not change your crowd, it's gonna be a new year, same your ass. All right? So, let me come from what I talked about Monday, right? What I talked about yesterday morning, I'm going to transition y'all over to that, okay? So, remember yesterday I talked about the conscious mind and I talked about the subconscious mind, about your programming and your habits, right? Then remember I talked to y'all about the analytical mind, right? That's that mind where your meditation comes from, where your relaxation comes from. And that's when you ease your body and you surrender and you relax and get into the place of the unknown before you start to really start changing your habits, right? Because it's very hard to just go from terrible habits to good habits without some inner peace and some meditation and some self-evaluation for you to get ready for your transformation. You dig what I'm saying? So one of the best ways to get into that peace of mind, that meditative state, one of the best ways to do it is being grateful. You guys must learn how to get into a state of gratitude, right? Gratitude. You must be grateful. Now, there's a lot of things that you want to accomplish, that you want to go get, that you want to have, a whole bunch of material possessions. I know a lot of y'all want a new car. A lot of y'all want a new house, new car, new clothes. I know y'all want all those new relationships, go eat at nice restaurants, do first class flights. I know y'all want to do all of that. But first, let's focus on what you do have and what you can be grateful for. It's the first one you woke up this morning, correct? Mm-hmm. The first thing is to be grateful that you're here. It's a lot of good, successful, powerful people that are not here today, right? So that's the very first thing. A lot of you guys got a roof over your head, you got food, you got clothes, you got electricity, you got the internet. And to be honest, when people start saying be grateful for those basic necessities that you have in your life, I know the first thing in people's mind is like, bro, yes, I got a roof over my head. Yes, I got clothes. Yes, I need more. I want more of this and that. All right. Well, let me send your ass to one of them third world countries. Them basic needs you got right now, you got running water, you got clean water, you got a bed you sleep in, you got some clothes you put on, you get on the gram, you are an American, you popping your stuff. and you don't think that's enough to be grateful about, all right, let me strip all that shit away from you and send you to one of these third world countries where they have no electricity, where they have no clean water, where they're wearing the same clothes, they're catching all type of diseases, they're dying from hunger. Let us snatch these basic ass American rights that you have here away from you, and you'll find out real quick how you just wish you could just be in your crib right now. And that's the type of stuff that we want to go to God and ask for all these things we want God to do for us, but we can't even take a few seconds, not even a 30 minutes, not even an hour. You can't even take a few seconds when you wake up in the morning and just say, God, thank you for waking me up this morning. That takes how many seconds? God, I woke up this morning. I'm so happy you woke me up this morning. God, I'm so grateful for what you've already done for me. And this is what the real believers do. We thank God for what he's going to do for us, or what he's going to do with and through us. I wake up every just grateful. You have to start that way. And see what I'm saying? Don't think I do that because it's easy now because I got it going on. I had to train my mind to be grateful when I didn't have anything. That's how I got everything. I had to start training my mind first. So if you don't get in a state of gratitude, it's going to be very difficult for you to get into that place where you can start receiving. So you got to learn how to get into a place of no want. That's when you really get into the place of receiving. See, when you practice gratitude and being grateful, what happens is that's how you train your body to be happy and relaxed. For example, if Margot, you give me a gift, right? By you giving me something and I'm grateful that you gave me something, the only thing my body can feel is happiness because I was grateful for what you gave me.
Correct.
You can't see what I'm getting at is you can't mix you giving me a gift into like depression or anxiety or something. That's not what causes that. There's other things that causes depression, anxiety. Receiving something that you actually like, the only body emotion that, thank you, I'm happy, I'm grateful. So when you just practice that all day long, no matter what the gift is, what you are doing is training your body to only feel that way, which puts you in a state of gratitude. So if you just go throughout your day saying little things, man, I'm grateful for this bottle of water. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful I ate today. I'm grateful my car turned on today. Man, I'm grateful, you know what I'm saying? The roads, I'm great. If you just start doing that, what you're doing, don't look at it as like you can look at it as like you're playing a trick on yourself. You're just playing a positive one. Because see, Margot, it sounds real weird to practice gratitude all day, but it's actually normal to be pissed off all day.
Right?
That's so crazy.
It's weird. It's like listening to sad music when you're sad instead of listening to happy music.
Yeah, it's so normal to just be pissed off all day. It's just normal. That's just the norm. But if I say be grateful all day, bro tripping. Bro on some friendly shit. That's crazy. How we self-sabotage and program ourselves that way. That is crazy. So you got to get into a state of gratitude. Now, another way that you get into a state of gratitude and just be grateful, the very first thing you need to do is get around grateful people. Huh? Hang with some people that's happy. Hang with other people that's grateful. Man, I ain't got it like that, but you got it like that. I just want some of that energy, man. And what I'm going to do is, since you popping, you got money, you happy, you grateful, the number one thing I'm not going to do is bring problems to you. Because that's when people fumble the bag. They get around rich, happy, successful people and start begging for money, start tripping, start doing too much, trying to figure out a way to get over them. Their ego comes out. They got to show that they're better than them. Why are you trying to go and compete with somebody that's happy? Don't go to no happy, grateful people and bother them. Actually get around them and sit down and shut the fuck up. And just listen and learn something. So-and-so got more money than you. So-and-so happy than you. So-and-so living a better life than you. Just sit around them and just listen. Just soak up the energy. Just soak up the vibes. That's really all you gotta do. You hang around grateful, happy, successful people, you gonna catch all type of gems and nuggets that's gonna come off their mouth and off their flow and off their energy. Come on now. So get around other grateful people, and I'm telling you, it's gonna just rub off on you. But what's usually happening in our communities? Everybody complaining, tripping, sad, tore up relationships, tore up. We looking at bad marriages, we looking at bad situations. You know what I mean? So because everybody around us is not grateful for how they live, that shit affects us. You trying to think positive, you trying to be grateful what you have. As soon as you want to spark up a grateful type conversation, the person right next to you complaining about some bullshit, throwing your whole energy out. So you got to get around grateful people. That's one of the best ways to do it. Now, once you get into your state of gratitude, being around other grateful people, now you got to start protecting your peace at all times. See what I'm saying? So people who got their mind together, people who are successful, people who are earning a lot of money, it took them a long road, and I'm speaking for myself as well. It took them a long time to really get to that state of inner peace. It was a long journey. Mine took 6 years. It took me 6 years of continuously practicing on my mind for me to remove my old paradigm and get a brand new one to where I wake up grateful every day. It took me 6 years. So because it took me 6 years of constant inner battle with my own mind, the moment I come across somebody what reminds me of my old environment, my old paradigm, and my old ways, the moment I get a sniff of that type of bullshit, I'm going to cut you faster than a ninja with a sensu sword.
Chop, chop.
I'm going to cut you. Because you might think it as, damn, bro acting funny. Bro don't mess with me no more. Bro acting Hollywood. This, and that. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. The reason why I'm cutting you off is because it took me 6 years to train my mind to be a happy, positive, grateful person, and you come around here with the opposite energy, so you over here is going to end up making my mindset go back to them old ways, so I got to get you the fuck out of here. Immediately. That's what this is about. It took me years to get here, and you gonna come over here and you finna throw that sauce off. We not playing them games. And we doubling down on that in 2023. We doubling down on negative energy in 2023, getting exposed, thrown to the side. We ain't having that. We sacrificing money to get away from people. Man, we probably can get some money with them over there, this and that, but nah, they energy out. Fuck all that. We'll just move around. We'll figure it out another way before we deal with that type of shit. We too happy within ourselves over here to where we ain't finna be subject to dealing with somebody for some dollars and sacrificing our peace and energy. No, 2023, we getting rich and protecting our peace at the same time. Post that on your story and tag me. Quote that. 2023, we getting rich and protecting our peace at the same time. That's our goals. We ain't sacrificing that. That goes for close friends, day ones, and family too. And family too. City, neighborhood, homies, all that. We leaving. We not dealing with that. You can stay here and still complain and deal with all that bullshit, the same shit we grew up with. I'm packing up my shit and I'm leaving. I'm gone. I'm not dealing with that. And see, the reason why y'all ain't cut a lot of people off in y'all life that y'all should, because y'all scared to leave your hometown. You was scared Margot to leave?
Absolutely not. I was ready to get out of there.
Some of y'all scared to leave y'all own town, y'all own neighborhood. You won't even think about leaving states. You won't even think about leaving your city. I done lived in 2 different states. I'm about to add another one next year. Because when God tell me to get up and move, guess what I do? Move. So when I talk about God and I talk about the Bible, no, y'all know I'm not no pastor, no preacher. I use the Bible for its allegoric stories, for its storytelling. I take the characters and the story in the Bible and I refer it to my own life and take these teachings and see how they work with my life. Do I agree with everything in there? Am I going to do everything in there? But what I'm going to do is try to learn as much as I can and apply it to my life. Because this is the manual. So, if y'all want to join me this morning, I'm over in Genesis chapter 12, verse 1. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. If you're really feeling this morning, I think you should write this verse down. I think you should. If you one of those people that's struggling to leave your city and your state and your environment and certain people, if you really struggling with that, I think you should read Genesis chapter 12, verse 1. I think you should understand the story of Abraham. Abraham is the OG. Abraham is one of the original. He's one of the first people that God called upon. Praise God, YouTube. I see you over there. There you go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Type it in the chat box then. Type it in the chat box. Let's get it going then. Genesis chapter 12, verse 1. Who ready? If you ready, say amen. Now y'all know the CJU way is, I don't need a bunch of people to hear me. I only need one to hear me now. When God chooses me to get up in the morning and speak, I say, God, I don't need a big crowd. I only need one. I only need one to hear me. If I can get one to hear me with your word, we did our job. That's it. So, chapter 12, verse 1 reads, Now the Lord said to Abraham, Go from your country out the gate. It says, And your kindred and your father's house to the land I will show you. And I will make you a great nation. And I will bless you and make your name great so that you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and him who dishonors you I will curse. And in you all families of the earth shall be blessed. That's what I read. What I read was God told Abraham, get up, leave your country, pack your stuff up, and I will make a great nation of your name, and that you're going to be a blessing, and everybody that bless you, I'm going to bless them. And everybody who dishonors you, I will curse. It's in the Bible. See, people, you know what trips me out about the Old Testament, Margot? Is that people think God is like Santa Claus. Like God is some friendly old Santa Claus, jolly old man. This is not a democracy in this Bible with God. Y'all know what this is? This is a dictatorship. It's one way or the highway. This is not American democracy here. You don't have a choice or a vote. So God said, you play with his people, I'm going to curse you. You will be cursed, they play with you. That's what it's saying here.
So don't even. So
how I take this in my life, Margot, when God told me to get up and leave my environment, he said, I'm going to bless you. I'm going to spread the love for you. And anybody play with you, I'm going to curse them. That's why when it's time for me to cut people off, that ain't my problem.
It's not my problem. I be so quick fast.
CJ cold-hearted, he cutting people. Man, I'm going by the word. You in my way. God said when he told Abraham to go do his thing, he said, anybody get in your way, I'm going to handle that. So as I'm moving to different cities, different states, different events, different networking events, different masterminds, as I'm moving and grooving, spreading my word, spreading my gospel, doing what God chose me to come down here to earth to do, and you over here in my way, hey, God, I need you to handle that.
Please.
And then verse 4 says, so Abraham went as the Lord had told him. I ain't said no back and forth. All I read was from verse 1 to 4, God told Abraham, get up and dip. Verse 4 says, so Abraham went as the Lord had told him. See, God be sending us messages every day and people want to go back and forth with them. God been told you to get up and leave that relationship and you going back and forth with them.
Oh, get up.
Huh?
What is you doing, baby?
God been told you to leave that city and you steady going back and forth with them. But God, if I leave, no one's going to know me over there.
And?
No one's going to know me in that new city. God, I'm going to be scared. Where am I going to work? How am I going to make money? Like, how am I going to do it in this, God? Like, you want me to just pack up all my stuff and leave? What am I got bad credit, God. I don't have no money in the bank, God. Like, it says Abraham went as the Lord had told him. I was living perfectly fine in the Heights in Houston, wasn't I, Marco?
Yeah.
Was I leaving any stress? Was I leaving any drama?
Nah.
Was I leaving anything? Anybody run me out of my city?
Nah.
I lived in a 3-story, 3-bedroom house in the Heights, a gated community in Houston.
I agree. It was nice. Even La Jolla.
Yes. During the pandemic, God said, get up and go. I want you to see the West Coast. I just packed my stuff and I left.
Grabbed me duffel bag and got on.
I left in the middle of the pandemic. God told me to get up and go. I just left. He wanted me to show me something on the West Coast. I went and learned a lot over there. Then God said, hey, it's some stuff down on the East Coast in Miami. You need to help some people in Miami. You need to help some people in Atlanta. What did I do, Marco?
Help some people in Miami.
I just packed my stuff up and went as the Lord told me. They said, Chris, you still got a lease in San Diego. You still got your house in Houston. Why would you go to Miami? Hey, man, the Lord told me to go, bro.
You got to get up out of here.
There were some things he needed me to do over here. That's not my call. He told me get up and go. I just go. I didn't worry about how much it costs. I didn't worry about how expensive it's going to be. Matter of fact, he sent me to the most expensive place in Miami. I don't count the dollars. I don't worry about the money.
I ain't got time for that shit.
Why, Marco? Because he going to make a way.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
But you can't get that. You can't get that answer. You can't get that play. You can't get that sauce God trying to give you to move because your life too loud.
It's too loud.
You don't spend enough time meditating. You don't spend enough time with yourself. You're not quiet. You're not reading. You're not understanding. So God probably trying to send all type of message to you. You don't even chill and talk to God for 30 minutes out the day. How you gonna hear him?
Not the day. Not even listen to a jam.
And when they see me on my IG stories posting that I'm up at 5 a.m., that I'm up at 6 a.m. in the morning, that's when the whole world is quiet, and that's when I talk to God. You don't even want to get up there early. And then as soon as you get up, the first thing you do is see what everybody else talking about. What your Instagram talking about, what your emails talking about, what your damn phone text message talking about. So you can't get the message. I listen. So Abraham went as the Lord had told him. He was gone. Now, you go read the finish the story of Abraham. Basically, he left his land and there was some trial and tribulation. Abraham went through a lot of ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? Chapter 14, because Abraham left with his wife and his nephew Lot. Lot gets captured by, there was a war in Sodom and Gomorrah with all the kings. He gets captured. So Abraham grabbed his men and they go over there and rescue Lot. They had to get into a fight. Some stuff went down. Also, if you read the story of Abraham, God tests Abraham's faith. Y'all know that story? When God told Abraham to bring his son Isaac up to the top of the mountain for sacrifice. Abraham didn't want to kill his own son, but the Lord had told him to bring his son up there for a sacrifice. Abraham, whether he was scared, nervous, whatever it was, he didn't go back and forth with God. He took his son up there to get sacrificed, and then God was just testing his faith and told him to put his son down, and I believe he told him to go get a goat. But he was just testing his faith. So when God telling you cut that family member off, he probably just testing you. He did it in the Bible. Why would he do it to you? So you got that brother, that sister, that aunt, that uncle, your dad, your mom, somebody in your family that you know is bringing you hella negative energy, hella negative vibes, and you still trying to hang on them because they family, but they really tearing you up. I'm not telling everybody to disown their family. I'm just telling you, a family member can get it too. Don't think they can't. And I got one more scripture for them, Margo, before we get into that business.
Okay.
If they think it's a game.
It's not.
Go to your Bibles, go to Matthew chapter 12, verse 30. Boy, see, y'all be out here playing until that Bible come out. Tell your mentor and coach, get at me over here. This ain't no Airbnb, this ain't no Toro, this ain't no credit sauce. This that real stuff over here. Everybody get money, but ain't got their mind right. Let me tell y'all something. Matthew chapter 12, verse 30. Now, if for those who don't know, in Matthew, at the gate, this is when Jesus has arrived and he's going around healing people. He's fixing it. He's raising the dead. Everybody who deaf, they can hear. Everybody who blind can see. Jesus started walking around just serving, getting everybody right. Okay? But the same thing I said about God in the Old Testament, the way you read that he was saying, if you play with me, you're going to get cursed. The same way Jesus moving in Matthew. Like, Jesus isn't Santa Claus. He isn't some, just happy-go-lucky situation. You play with Jesus, he getting at you too. Now, is God and Jesus forgiving? Yes, they are. But only if you abide by what their word is. Like, ain't no two-way street. Chapter 12, verse 30 says, whoever is not with me is against me, and whoever does not gather with me scatters. Therefore I tell you, every sin and blasphemy will be forgiven people, but the blasphemy against the Spirit will not be forgiven. And whoever speaks a word against Son of Man will be forgiven. But whoever speaks against the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven, either in this age or the age to come. So Jesus is going around healing people, serving people, getting everybody right. But as he's preaching, he's really telling people like, hey, bro, if you not with me, you against me. That's his word, not mine. So as y'all are moving and grooving, what we talked about earlier, you getting into your state of gratitude, you finding peace within yourself, you working on your mind, you cutting off negative energy and negative people. As you're moving through that, you're going to have to build this same strength right here that says you either with me or you against me right now. Because I got a mission. There's a place that I'm supposed to go. There's somewhere I need to be. There is a mission that God has me to fulfill. And if you're not with me on this mission, then you against me. I need you to be over there. And if you just move out the way, we cool. But if you keep bothering me, you really about to be against me, and it's really about to be a problem. That's right there in the word. Now, if you go over to Matthew chapter 13, I'm sorry, still chapter 12, verse 46. This is for y'all who have family problems. I have a lot of family problems. But I don't deal with them physically. I deal with them spiritually. And I let God sort that out for me. It's not for me to sort out. When people ask me about my family, I be like, hey, God's going to sort all that out whenever it's time. Chapter 12, verse 48 says, now remember, because Jesus is preaching, he doing his thing, he getting real serious. And so he's out there speaking. And verse 48 says, while he was still speaking to the people, behold, his mother and his brother stood outside asking to speak with him. But he replied to the man who told him, who is my mother and who are my brothers? And stretching out his hand toward his disciples, he said, here are my mother and my brothers. For whoever does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother and sister and mother. That's the word, Amanda.
That's it.
I didn't make it up.
You didn't.
Jesus was inside preaching. His mother and his brother was outside saying, hey, we need to speak with him. Jesus told the man, hey, man, look. You see them disciples, you see these people right here listening to this word? That's my mother. That's my brother. That's my sister for those who dwell in the will of my Father. So he's not speaking of family in blood. He's speaking of family in spirit. So you over here trying to do your thing the right way, positively, spiritually. You really trying to do your thing. And you got family members who don't walk in the same light of you that's trying to knock you off. And that's not for you to deal with. They're your family, they're your blood, they're your kin. You always gonna love them. But just like Jesus said, hey man, not right now.
Not right now.
I'm preaching, I'm teaching, I'm healing, I'm helping. I don't care who you are, close friend, day one, family, blood member. If you not moving in this word that I'm moving with, not right now. Put them on hold. It's okay to put people on pause 2023. It's okay. Put them on a 12-month pause. Hey, bro, you over here with that type of shit, I get at you in 2024. Because 2023 is not the year for me to be dealing with this. And I just gave y'all some scriptures out the Bible if you want to reference those. If you have a problem leaving your environment, go read the story of Abraham in Genesis chapter 12. If you're having a problem dealing with people who not walking in the same line as you, that you're not sure that's with you, that's probably against you, family, friends, or foe, read Matthew chapter 12. You'll get a good word out of that. Because as we transition business before I let y'all out of here, I want to let y'all know that if you are going from corporate or 9 to 5 working a job, and you think you're about to get out here and be a business owner, an entrepreneur, and you don't have all your energy for your own mental capacity and for your business to survive, if you don't have all your energy as a brand new entrepreneur, you will not make it. You will fail. Your business will close, it will shut down, and you're going to be left with a lot of debt. It is very difficult to transition from being an employee to an employer with no previous experience or skills. It is very difficult. I live that life. I make it look easy, but it's very difficult. Because as an entrepreneur, especially as a boss, as the owner, you have to, especially what I do for a living. Morning, family. Peace out, y'all. What I do for a living is I coach and consult other people on how to get their mind right and get their finances right. So I take on energy from people all over the country. East Coast, West Coast, male, female. I got mentees that are 18 years old. I got mentees that are in their 50s. And all in between. male, female, East Coast, all over the country. So what I have to do is I have to take in everybody's energy, everything that everybody is dealing with, and have enough strength to give back to them so they can go out and be a better version of themselves. So if I'm not mentally strong, if I'm not mentally stable, there's no way I would have enough energy to give to somebody that I know is broken and need me. You and most people you're around are only battling with themselves and a few people they're around. I deal with hundreds and thousands of people who reach out to me for help. 6 years running. Never ran one ad. I do not post on social media 3 to 5 times a day. In 6 years running, I've been having people who reach out to me from my YouTube and my Instagram needing my help. And I always keep my doors open to try to help as many people as I can. And if you plan to be a coach, if you plan to be a consultant, if you plan to be an influencer, if you just plan on being a business owner where you're going to have to deal with employees, where you're going to have to deal with different vendors, where you're going to have to deal with different business partners, where you're going to have to deal with things that don't go right in your business, where you're going to have to deal with balancing your bank accounts, and balancing the payroll and balancing all the bills that you have personally and all the bills you have to pay for your business. You're going to have to deal with people, and you're going to have a very strong mental capacity to deal with it if you want to be successful. There's a lot of people that popped up in 2020 that's gone and y'all don't see no more. They disappeared. Big CJU is still here, bigger and better, literally. And the only way I make it through that is not just because I'm getting money. It's because I have to be mentally prepared to do what I do every single day. The moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, I'm solving other people's problems. And I only get a few hours out of the day for myself because so many people depend on me. And the strength I get to be able to wake up and do that day in, day out, is because I don't think about myself. And it's not me just thinking about the people that I'm helping. It's that I think about the mission that God has sent me here to fulfill. It is bigger than me. So once you find your purpose in life, once you find out why you were here, everything in your life changes. Everything in my life has changed. I went from selling shoes at Finish Line, making $8 an hour, to literally changing other people's lives year after year. And the only way I've been able to do that is because I figured out what God wanted me to do. And once you find out what God wants you to do for Him, He will supply you with all the people you need to succeed, all the resources you need to succeed, because He did not design you to fail. The only reason why we are failing as people is because we don't understand why we even here. So therefore, you're going into your days confused every day, working a job that doesn't fulfill you, being in a city that doesn't fulfill you, being in an environment that doesn't fulfill you, being in a neighborhood that doesn't fulfill you. And I'm not saying I'm against jobs. Hell the hell no. We need people working. All I'm saying is work at a job that fulfills you. I work. I got a job. Don't get it twisted. Entrepreneurs work. They got jobs. I work every day. I'm not free. I work. I got a job. It just got my name on it. But the strength you get to go through it every day has to come from a higher power. If you are operating every single day from only your physical reality, from only your physical self, from only your own physical thoughts, that makes you no different than an animal. Makes you no different than an animal. God gave you intellectual and spiritual faculties to where you can actually create a new environment for yourself. Animals do not have the ability to create a new environment for themselves. Animals are already placed into their environment. They have instincts to where they already know how to function in their environment from birth. We, as human spiritual beings, have the ability to create our own environment. The only problem is we are displaced. You are displaced. You're not in the environment that you're supposed to be in. If you're unhappy, if you're not fulfilled. Some people are. Some people born in the right place at the right time with the right family and everything is right. So they're fulfilled. They're fine. Some of us aren't. Like Abraham. Abraham already had his own land. He already had his own place. He already had his family there. He had his wife, his son, his nephew. Abraham was already in a place. And God said, pack up and leave. There's some other stuff I want to show you. I just started you here. This is not where you end up. This is just where you started. And I'm going to put you through this journey with some trials and tribulations and some experiences. So therefore, I could test your faith to me. And you could prove yourself to me that you're going to do exactly what I say and how I say it. And once you make it through, you're going to find out everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be all right. That's just what it is. And when I did, took a lot of risk and went on a lot of moments of unknown where I'm going. I'm moving from Texas to California. I don't know anybody over there like that. I moved from California to Florida. Don't really know people like that. And I just don't worry because I'd be like, hey, God's going to make a way. And that's not up for YouTube to believe. That's not up for Instagram to believe. That's not up for social media to believe. That's up to me to believe. I'm not making these moves to cap on nobody. Nah. You know what I mean? So, if God told these people in the Bible to move, look at 2023 and decide, is this the environment I really want to be in? Is this the place I really want to live in? Is these the type of relationships I really want to have? Do I want to build a family in this neighborhood? Is this it? And if you realize that that ain't it and you're not fulfilled where you at, make the decision. Just make the decision that this ain't it. And hold that thought, hold that image every single day. And by law, everything you want is going to start coming your way. You have to get in a place of gratitude. Be still. Have faith. Understand. Take your action steps every day towards it, no matter how small the steps are. Just keep taking them every day. And through your action, you are showing faith that you're ready. But if you're sitting at home, complaining, frustrated, mad, sad, all that negative energy that's built up, there's no way you can see the opportunity and the options that you actually have. And you cannot tell Mr. CJU that I don't understand. By me being your coach, you don't get to use that excuse with me. You go try that with somebody else. I'm from the north side of Houston, Texas. Never had a father in my entire life. The youngest, and nobody older taught me nothing. I'm self-made, self-taught. Nobody put a dollar in my pocket to get to where I'm at. I was working at a job making less money than what you making right now. And I thought my way out of it. So I don't need anybody to verify me and verify my mentees and verify my clients and verify my lifestyle. I don't need anybody to do that because I'm my own testimony. I just say, look at me. CJ, show me how many people you helped. Look at me, I helped my damn self. And I know how to do it through thought and then by action. Not by handouts, not by stealing, not by scamming, not by fucking anybody over, but through thought and using my imagination. I thought myself into a new environment and a new life. So therefore, it doesn't matter what situation you in. I can probably look at your life and point out several things that you got right now that I didn't have. Because you know what I didn't have? I didn't have YouTube. I didn't have a black dude with dreads, with chains that broke down credit that easy for me to explain. When I came up, there wasn't no credit courses. YouTube isn't what it is today. EYL wasn't there. Recession proof wasn't there. Social proof wasn't there. Those people wasn't as big as they are today back when I was studying starting in 2016. All this information, all these podcasts, all these courses, Discords, Telegram group chats, all this ebook, all this stuff that's happening today, and people complaining, I ain't have none of that shit when I started. It was lonely, it was cold, nobody was trying to be an entrepreneur. This is 2016, 2017. Everybody's still at work. No pandemic, no COVID, no entrepreneur spirit. When I quit my job, everybody like, bro, you already broke and you gonna quit? You tripping. My cousin, me and Will, we was roommates. I had just quit my job. Right when I quit my job, he moved in with his girlfriend. I couldn't tell him not to move in with his girlfriend. I couldn't tell him to move on with his life. I was like, damn, you moved that right when I ain't got no job. How am I gonna pay rent? I need you to help me. I need you to help me split that. He went on by his way. I was in an apartment complex in Westheimer. I had to pack my stuff out of our 2-bedroom apartment and go put it in a 1-bedroom apartment. My rent at that time was $800 a month. It was like $850. I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford $850 rent. Y'all really want to stay on for this testimony? Y'all really want to hear this? If you really want to hear the CW real testimony, say have happiness chat. I'll give it to you. Since it's Testimony Tuesday. I said, since it's Testimony Tuesday, if you want to hear a real testimony, just say hap in the chat. I only need one to keep going. Because the thing about my testimony, you can go verify it. You can go ask about Big CJU in Houston, Texas. All right, I got enough hap. Let's get it. So, Will, go ask Will, Supreme Ambition. Y'all go ask him yourself. That's my brother. Go ask him. I just quit my job in 2017. It was June 2017. I just quit. Now it's about October. Our lease is up. He said, I'm finna go move in with my girlfriend. I said, damn, I just quit. I had maybe $400 to my name. So he leaves. So I go talk to the dude in the office. I'm like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? My cousin, you know what I'm saying? He finna leave. Let me get a 1-bedroom. Bro hooked it up for me. Boom. But I didn't have my last 2 paycheck stubs because I had already quit my job. 77063. Yep, you know it. I was off Westheimer and Tanglewild. So I had to go cook up some last 2 weeks paycheck stubs, give it to him. He switched it over for me at a 1-bedroom apartment. My rent was $850. I had no way to pay that rent. So I had to hustle. So I was just learning credit repair. I was studying Corey P. Smith and William Roundtree. They were the only 2 OGs out at that time. All these credit people y'all see out here, they wasn't there. It was Corey P. Smith. Go look him up on Amazon. He got some great books. And the OG William Roundtree. Them were the only people I was learning from. Like, damn, I gotta figure this shit out. Right? So now I'm hustling. I go to the big homies. I gotta go get some weed to sell to be able to pay the rent. So I'm learning dispute letters. I'm doing credit repair, like doing the manual credit repair, no automation. I was just using the letters from Corey P. Smith book, typing them, reading people credit report, putting on their basic 609 letters. That was the only credit repair, and 609 was busted back then. So I had the envelope. I was putting people's stuff in there, printing out on my printer, licking envelopes, getting the certified mail, taking them to the post office, right there on West Time, right by the Kroger's and the shopping center right there. Boom. And the homies coming through grabbing weed from me. So, and I'm driving Uber. I drove Uber from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. in the morning in Houston. I was just trying to make $100 a day. So I was like, if I make $100 a day on Uber for 5 days out the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I have $500. So I was like, man, I can at least put that on the rent. So I used to drive Uber 9 a.m. When I get back around 9, 10, people finna hit me over for some weed. So I'm breaking down grams. I only had like a QP. That's when I did that YouTube video, how to pay your credit card bill. When I was talking about the QP, I was really doing that shit. So I'm breaking it down. People come getting grams and eight. But as the homies from the hood was coming to get weed from me, I was teaching them about credit. And when they would come, I'd be like, sit down real quick. Let me look up your credit report. And I'd be like, damn, bro, let me fix your shit. So boom, they would come get weed. I would do their dispute letters. By the time they would come back and get some more weed, we would look at their credit report. I'd be like, look, bro, look at these deletions. So they were like, damn, that's crazy. Then I was helping them get credit cards to help get themselves to move forward. So word around the street in Houston was like, hey, bro, see, y'all call me CJ online. In Houston, they call me Cat Daddy. Back home, my nickname is Cat Daddy. They call me Cat for short. So nobody in Houston calls me CJ. No family. So word around town in Houston was like, hey, Cat over there helping people get their credit, helping people get credit cards and stuff like that. So now everybody coming to get weed from me. So my trap booming, but then now my credit repair business was taking off because I was helping everybody in the street fix their credit. So now that I'm getting money, a few dollars to pay my rent, I started getting my first credit cards. I had got a Chase Freedom. I got the Amex Blue Cash. So Amex had gave me like 3,000. And then I had a 3,000 with Chase, and then Chase bumped me up to 6,000. So when I got my first credit card, my nice high limit credit cards, instead of getting a QP, I wanted to get a pound of weed. But my big homie would only front me because I never had enough money to buy my own pound. So I would have to like buy a QP and then he'll front me a QP, and I only have half, and I used to have to make it work. But when I got the credit cards, I was like, oh shit, I can go buy a pound. So when I would go to the plug, I'd be like, look, bro, you got to get Venmo. Because back then you could just send credit through Venmo. I think you still do it now, but they charge a fee. But back then they used to charge no fee. So I would tell Big Bro, I'd be like, look, how much is a pound? I can't remember how much it was back then. Let's just say $2,500. That's how much the pound was. So I would put my credit card on Venmo, and then I would Venmo the plug $2,500 off the credit card. Then he would give me the pound. So then I would take the pound, go back to Westheimer, bust it down. I would gram it out, but then I was feeding my other homies QPs to go sell for me because I had a pound now. So I would front them, they would go sell it, bring the money back to me. So after I flipped the whole pound, I got the $2,500 to pay back, but then I got profit. Let's just say I made $1,000 off the pound. So now I take the $1,000, I put it in my pocket, I take the $2,500, and then I go pay back the credit card. So I will pay the $2,500 back to Chase, clear the credit card off. After the statement date, that sauce I taught y'all on YouTube, I was really living that shit. So after the statement date, I would tell my big bro, I'd be like, hey bro, I'm gonna come buy another pound, but on the 16th, like after my statement date. He'd be like, I bet. You know what I'm saying? Hold it. I said, hold it for me. After the statement date hit, my credit score go back up. I go back, I give him another $2,500. Boom, grab a pound, go back and do it. So my big bro, the plug, he was like, bro, this is really crazy. Like, you really paying me off credit card? I said, hell yeah. What you mean? I said, I'm flipping these pounds and building my credit at the same time. This shit fire, really? I think everybody in the street should be doing it because the plugs got tired of fronting people. Because when you front somebody, you know what I'm saying? When you front somebody, they can run off and not pay you back. And then the plug got a hole, he got some debt in his pocket because Buddy done ran off with the shit. Or if they don't run off, he gotta wait till his money come back. So what I was saying was, how about all the homies in the streets just fix their credit? If they fix their credit, they could just go pay the plug off the credit, and then now the plug can get all his money, and then you can get the weed and don't have to worry about owing him money. Because remember what I used to tell y'all, if I don't pay the bank back, they just gonna call me. If I don't pay the plug back, he can knock my head off. So who I wanna owe? How Margo? Do I owe the bank or the plug? I'd rather owe the bank.
I think I'm gonna owe the bank real quick.
Mm-hmm. Sit tight.
So I gave him his money. You know what I mean? He's straight, he cashed out. I ain't gotta worry about owing him nothing. And I'm building my credit at the same time. I started putting the streets on him. So now all the plugs are happy that they don't have to front nobody no more because Cat going around teaching everybody how to fix their credit. So everybody in the streets getting their credit up, getting their swipes up, getting their work, and everybody doing what they need to do. So now the plug telling everybody about me. Everybody coming to me. This the move, this the play. Because credit was different then back then. We used to get that credit report clean 30 days. Boom, boom, boom. We get that credit clean. Back then, you used to add the AUs. The AU trade lines was busting. So we get that credit clean, add that trade line on up. Boom, 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 boom. Everybody up 10, 20, 30 racks. But then we go in the Navy Fed. Boom, 25, 20, 15. I was up. But do y'all forget the story I told y'all? I was broke on my ass. I was broke. I had just quit my job. I had no money. I couldn't even pay my rent. I was driving Uber at the hustle. I hustled up out that bitch. And the whole time I'm studying Bob Proctor. The whole time I'm doing credit repair, selling weed, reading Think and Go Rich, watching Bob Proctor. Because I'm telling myself, hey, God, I don't want to do this. I don't want to sell weed. I don't want to be hustling in the streets. I want to get out of this situation. I don't want to live in this little ass apartment. It was just me and my pit bull and my dog. God, I don't want to live this life. I know I'm making money, but this ain't the right type of money. I want something better. I think I got something. I think I'm pretty smart. I'm actually fixing people's credit. I'm actually changing people's lives in the hood. God, take me somewhere to where I can help other type people as well. The hood is straight, but they gonna stay right there. They ain't finna change nothing. I need to go like do real business, do some stuff that I can really stand on. I can't really get online and tell people about what I'm doing. I can't, you know what I'm saying? So I had to read. All that is going on in my life. I'm trying to figure this shit out. I don't have no coach. I don't have no mentor. I don't have no podcast. That shit wasn't busting back. This is 2018 now. So as I get some motion going, Mo, you hand me them books, please. Them top two right there. Yep. And that Brian Tracy down there. I bought this book, it's falling apart. I bought this book in 2017. The Complete Classic Edition. It's the same book. When I was doing credit repair and hustling, this is the same book I was reading. This is not a new copy. This is the same one. I had no money. I wasn't known on YouTube. I was not popping. This is it. Highlight it up. I'm reading. I'm learning. I'm studying. Psycho-cybernetics. Psycho-cybernetics. I need to learn how to sell. Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy. I'm in the city, I'm in the H, reading, listening to Bob Proctor, writing my affirmations down. The same stuff that y'all be talking about on Zoom call with me that y'all are going through, I done already been through it. I've been through it. I messed up some credit cards back then. I messed up my credit. I had to fix it. I had to go through all this. I messed up some money. I messed up some bags. I just held on. And I held on all the way through 2018, reading these books, believing in God, believing in my faith, even though I was hustling. Even though I wasn't feeling good, even though I wasn't feeling right, even though I was around some bad people, some bad environments. I just had to hang on. And in 2019, it popped off. 2019, it was on. The whole city of Houston knew about me. Everybody knew what I was doing. I was getting money. I had made my first 6 figures. I was charging $5 because my name was so hot because I was helping all the people in the streets in Houston with the credit. I started posting on Facebook. I started helping all my college friends. Shout out to SFA. You know what I'm saying? I started helping all my people from high school. Shout out to Westside. Shout out to Jersey Village. You know what I'm saying? I'm helping everybody that know me because I was the first one talking about credit in Houston. Nobody was before me. I was popping off. I was charging $500 a pop. I just had to hit 200 people. When I hit my first 200 people, do 500 times 200. I hit for 100 bands. You couldn't tell me nothing. I came from no job, no money, bad credit, 1-bedroom apartment by myself, no roommate, no coach, no mentor, in the streets, hustling, struggling, trying to figure it all out. And I hit 100 bands the next year. 2017, 2018 was rough. 2019, and bam, 100 bands. Boom, it's up. Credit busting. Go look at my Instagram. I never took the post off. Go scroll through my Instagram and go look at all of 2019. We outside. That's when I was skinny because I was a vegan. I was so tapped into this personal development, I ain't even used to eat meat. I ain't eat no bullshit. I was skinny as hell. Go look on my Instagram. I was 140 pounds. With the Nation of Islam moon going across my forehead. I'm in Jamaica. I'm in Cabo. I'm in Cancun. I'm traveling. I'm having a good time. I moved out my 1-bedroom apartment and moved to a 3-story, 3-bedroom house in the Heights in Houston, Texas. Gated community. It's still on my Instagram. I went from my little box where I was doing credit repair and selling grams to one of the best neighborhoods in the city. The next year, then I went harder. 2019, started making the YouTube videos. The YouTube videos pop off in 2020. That's when I go viral. I go get a house on the hills in California. But 2 years prior, I was hustling, driving Uber. Now I'm on a house on the, it's still on my Instagram. Go look at it. I'm on a house in the hills in California, living a dream. Got my homies with me, Will and Will, Supreme Ambitious, Will Allen, Will and Will. Them was the only two that really believed in me like that as far as my partners. They dropped everything and came with me. You talk about disciples? You talk about disciples? Will Taylor, Supreme Ambitious, he was a general manager at a restaurant. The other Will was doing pharmaceutical sales. They had 6-figure salaries. They used to they was at the house every single day getting this information from me. They couldn't believe it. I put my brothers on Bob Proctor. I put my brothers on Think and Go Rich. I put a lot of people on it. But Will and Will are the only ones who seen it and said, oh shit, this the move. Will Taylor moved in with me. Will Allen moved in with me. We got the big house. We stayed together. They was all like they was the only ones who would understand what I was on. I'm like, bro, I'm reading this book, Think and Go Rich, bro. It's literally changing my life. It's literally changing my life, bro. This is so crazy. I'm doing everything this book say, bro. It's working out. I'm just reading Napoleon Hill. I'm just studying Bob Proctor. They started studying and believing with me, and then it was up. Them two boys, they both quit. Will Allen quit his job first. He the first one jumped off the porch. A few months later, Will Taylor quit his job from the restaurant. The next weekend when he quit his job, we went to Hawaii. The beginning of 2020. It's on my Instagram. This is a true story. Y'all just hearing it. And some of y'all just only know my glory and didn't know the story. This is going to be a Netflix special. There's no other CJU the way I did it. Not through personal development, not through spirituality. Your coaching and gurus ain't do it this way. They made a fire-ass course and a fire mentorship program and ran ads and ran up millions, and now they just big dogs. That ain't us over here. We still with the people. We making hundreds of thousands a month just like the big dogs, and we still here with the people. We still go see them. We still hang out with them. We still teach. Will and Will quit their job and came with me. They still in California right now living their best life. I said, I'm going to go try Miami and see what that's about. So, y'all wanted the Testimony Tuesday. Y'all asked for it, there it goes. I'm self-made right out of Houston, Texas. My story is verified. My story is verified. I ain't had nothing. No big homies, no coach. My big homies was in the streets. They played ball or they pimping. I couldn't go to nobody for this. And this is why when I be talking to y'all about God, when I be talking to y'all about spirituality, because I couldn't speak to anybody in my environment who could teach me personal development, who could teach me spirituality, who could teach me about credit, who could teach me how to be a man. I don't have a father in my life. I never had a relationship with my father. I didn't have an uncle to show me. I didn't have none of that. I had no real man ever in my life teach me anything. I never had a relationship with my father. Never had a relationship with an uncle. My big brother could not teach me anything because he didn't know anything. My big brother taught me how to be a good athlete and how to get at girls. And I don't blame him for that because that's all he knew, because he didn't have a father in his life. He didn't have a mentor in his life. So I can't blame my big brother. So because I had no male figure in my life to teach me how to be a man, to teach me about credit, to teach me about personal development, to teach me how to do better, I had to go to the one and only Father to get that answer. So when you think you're alone, when you think you don't have anything, you actually got everything. You just ain't tapped in with the source yet. You just haven't tapped in with infinite intelligence yet. You just haven't tapped into the universal powers yet. You just haven't spent enough time talking to God, the one who has all the answers. Because you think it's credit, you think it's YouTube, you think it's courses, you think it's mentorships, you think it's ebooks, you think it's all this shit you see on the internet for the answers to change your life, but you won't ask the one person that created all of this. And so some of y'all might have to go down so low before you finally look up and realize it's God. Because that's where he took me. I was so low that I had no other choice but to go to God. I wish it wasn't that way, but that's how it happened. So some of y'all are complaining when you got so many things to be grateful for, and you really think you're suffering. And if you don't do what I told you at the beginning of this call to get in a state of gratitude and be grateful for what you do have, best believe God gonna start stripping you of the stuff that you do have right now. You think you low right now? No, it can get a little worse. You think it's bad right now? Wait till you take your car away. You think it's bad right now? Wait till you take that food off your plate. You think it's bad right now? Wait till you take that roof off your head and put your ass on the street. Because you're not grateful for the things that he has given you, so he's going to take that from you. And then when you ask out on the street, then maybe that's going to be the time you might think about praying. So you can choose to change your life from a state of pain and suffering, or you can choose today to just do it from a place of gratitude. You don't have to wait till things get worse to start talking to God. You can talk to him right now. And if you think it's a game, you shall find out. And me sharing my testimony with y'all, I have no problem telling y'all that I used to drive Uber. I have no problem telling y'all I used to sell weed while I was doing credit repair. I have no problem telling y'all that I was struggling and I was broke. And I was hustling and reading books and praying, trying to figure it out. I don't have no problem, because let me tell you something. A lot of you guys are probably out there ashamed to tell your story about all the bad things that's going on with you. But I'm here to tell you, once you move through it and get over it, you ain't gonna have no problem telling your story just like I am. Because you can't, well, this is what Malcolm X said, you can't beat me with that old stick. That's old, dead and gone. You can't use my past against me. You can try. But I've already done so much good since then that I have more good to talk about than the past. And I've been living in past drama and trauma for the majority of my life. It only started getting good 6 years ago. And that's how fast things can start happening for you once you believe, once you have faith, once you read, once you get some knowledge, once you get some understanding, once you get in the right environment, once you get around the right people, when you get around the right message. It can happen for you the same way it happened for me, the same way I told y'all this morning that it happened for Abraham. But just like me, when I'm not sure about a path that God sends me on, Chris, go to California. Chris, go to Florida. When I'm not sure about the place that God is about to send me, I go back to the Bible and I go back to the Word and I read Genesis chapter 12, verse 4, when Abraham just went as he was told. Get quiet. Get in a state of gratitude. Bring peace upon yourself and get quiet. Instead of trying to figure all these plays and plans out yourself, why don't you just ask him, God, what is it that you want me to do? How about I stop trying to figure out, should I be a credit coach? Should I be a Toro person? Should I be an Airbnb person? Should I be a real estate person? Should I be a comedian? Should I be an entertainer? How about I stop thinking about what I want to do and actually just start thinking about what God wants me to do? I didn't know I was going to teach credit. I didn't know I was going to like credit. I didn't know that I would be out here teaching and preaching to people. You think I would have been knowing that I would be teaching the people online when I was selling shoes at Finish Line? You think I knew that? You think when I'm standing behind the register selling Skechers, I'm forecasting my future of me preaching and teaching people all over the country? You think I was able to see that? Of course not. How would I be able to see that far? But God already had that plan laid out for me. This is his plan, not mine. And that's when I stopped struggling about all the things that I thought would make me happy and just do what he told me to do. All I got was happiness. That's it. It's called fulfillment. Wake up every day fulfilled, happy. It's not about the money. We'll get the money. Focus on being happy. Unconditional happiness. You cannot wait until you get the bag. You can't wait till you get the credit. You can't wait till you get the big bank account. You can't wait till you get the new car. You can't wait till you get the new house. You can't wait for that to happen physically for you to feel that way inside. That's the opposite of how we've been trained. You have to feel that way inside, within first, and then the outside forces will bring that to you physically. Once you get into a place of complete gratitude and you move into a place of not wanting anything because you already have it inside, that is when you get into a place of deserving the things that come to you because you don't want it that bad. You already have it. That's some deeper stuff, man. I gotta talk about that another time. I gotta go deeper on that another time because I don't want to lose nobody this morning. This live will be saved on YouTube. This live will be saved on Instagram. I got the Sony jumping on there. We're gonna put this whole episode on there. If you felt that word this morning, give me a hap. I think you should share this with somebody who you might think might need this word. I'm just saying, get up and go. Protect your energy at all times. If you really want to do this new year, new me thing, get into a new environment. Get into a new community. Don't be afraid. 2023 is the year of fearless. It is the year of fearless. We're not going to be fearful of taking risks, joining the right communities, getting around the right people. It's going to be scary at first. You're going to have to make an investment, whether it's money, time, or energy. You're going to have to do what you have to do to get to where you need to be. And if you just trust and believe, it's going to be all right. You get one shot at life. You get one shot at life. You do not get a redo. This is it. This is it. That is why Abraham didn't go back and forth with God when he told him go. This is why I don't go back and forth with God. For what? I don't know how much time I got left here. When it's time to get up and go, I go. When it's time to move, I move. Check my stats of how CJ you move. You stay going, you stay moving. Because I stay preaching, teaching, and healing. Because that's what I'm supposed to do. I don't get tired. And I can't wait to see in 2023 some of you change and evolve and grow and ascend. Because what makes me happy, if y'all want to know what makes CJU happy, what makes me happy is seeing other people take these teachings and apply it to their lives, and I get to watch them grow. I get to watch them change. The happiest moments in my life is watching my brothers Will and Will grow. Watching them leave their jobs, leave their careers, making a lot of money, and choosing to go to a place of unknown uncertainty, and watching them grow, making more money than they ever made in their life, have absolute freedom, travel, do whatever they want to do. But I got to watch them be in bondage, go through this journey, and be free. That's what makes me happy. I've already experienced everything I want to experience in my personal life. I lived in a house on the hills in California. I lived in downtown San Diego. I live in Brickell, Miami. I've been on every yacht from coast to coast in different countries. I travel when I want to. I can afford to go to any place in the world. I have no restrictions. I can buy any piece of designer clothes I want. None of that fulfills me. I've already experienced all the material. I've driven Lamborghinis multiple times. I've driven Rolls Royces. I've rented every cool car there is to drive. I got photos with them, pictures with them. I bought all the designer clothes, the Louis, the Amiri, the Gucci, the Prada, the Dior. I bought the glasses, the shoes, the watch, the pants, the shirts. I bought it all. I lived in one of the most expensive zip codes on both sides of the country. La Jolla, California, and Brickell, Miami. Downtown, Gaslamp, San Diego. I've already experienced all of that. I flew first class multiple times. Only thing left is to do private jet. That's not going to make no fucking difference to me. It's just a plane. It's just a ride to get me somewhere. I drive a regular Benz right now. I've driven the cars. I did all that shit already. I partied in Miami. I partied in California. I partied in Texas. I partied all across the country. I did it already. I chose this journey in 2017. It's 2023. I've done everything I want to do personally. There's nothing material, not a Rolex, not a big diamond chain, not a designer clothes, not a big house, not a live condo. None of that material stuff will fulfill me. It would just be cool. It would just make me probably more comfortable. What actually fulfills me is sitting back as an OG, one of the original in this credit game, one of the original in this personal development online space, one of the ones before the pandemic. What makes me happy is being one of the originals. They get to sit back in my just cool little chair in my little old apartment and get to watch other people grow and get rich and get successful and go drive in nice cars and go buy the nice clothes and upgrade their cribs and upgrade their houses. I just want to sit back with my little yak and a nice sized blunt and just sip and smoke and watch you on YouTube. Watch you living your best life. Watching you teach and help other people. And just say, hey God, I'm just thankful that I was able to play a part in that person's life to see them happy and fulfilled. And I just want to have that conversation with God over and over and over and over and be like, God, look at that one. God, look at that one. Look at that one. Look at that one. Because God, if I would have never chose you and got this message and blessing from you, I wouldn't have been able to bless that person. Look at what we did. That's the conversation I have with my God. Look at what we did. And that's the type of partnership I have with my God. That he was able to work with and through me to fulfill his message here on earth. And that he was able to use me to do that. And so when my time is up here on earth, when God calls me and I'm gone, that doesn't matter how much money I have, doesn't matter what my credit look like, doesn't matter how much drip I got had on, doesn't matter about my house in California or my condo in Brooklyn. None of that is gonna matter when I'm dead and gone. The only thing that's gonna matter is what people say Chris came and did here on earth before he left. That's it. That's all we do when you die. We just talk about the impact you had. And so the way I look at life is you can touch every material thing you ever want to touch. But the only thing that's really going to matter when you leave is what type of impact did you leave? What type of legacy did you leave? Did you make this place a better place before you left? That's glory. And that doesn't happen without an amazing story. So what you need to look at in your life is you as a character. And this is your movie. You write the script. You produce it. You act. Act as if. Act like how you want to live. Act like how you want to be. And just remember to check in with God and be like, is this what you want me to do as well? And once he give you that okay, you go. I said, God, you want me to teach credit? Yes, son, I want you to teach credit. But I'm from the hood. I'm from the north side of Houston, Texas. Why would you pick me to teach people about credit and finances when the only experience I got is selling shoes at finish line? You know, God said, man, boy, do what I told you to do now. I said, all right, God, now if you want me to teach credit, if you want me to teach personal development, if you want me to teach and preach, I got to at least do it my way now. I'm going to wear my chains. I'm going to wear my shades. I'm going to do it my way. If you're going to send me out there, God said, I would only want you to do it your way, your style. Do it your style. I made you like that. Just do what I told you to do. I said, bet, let's get it. Got on YouTube. I did it my style, the way he told me to do, what he told me to do, and it all worked out. Whether I knew it was going to work out or not, I didn't know. But I just had faith that it would, you know. I wasn't sure. I can't lie. I ain't going to say I was 100% sure. But through action, I was able to build that faith to be like, oh, now I get it. Now I have full faith. But at the beginning, I didn't. I just had to trust. I just had to hang on to see what happens. And I trusted, and it worked out. I did it my way. Just the way he designed me to do it. So that's what I want to see. I want to see a lot of you guys come from the CJU family, from YouTube, Instagram, whatever, and start your journey. And if you didn't get off to a good foot in 2022, you get a new shot. 2023 is here. Let's give it another run. Let's say when this new year pop off, I'm going to do it my way. Just in accordance with God, I'm going to just make sure I check in each and every day. I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to meditate, give God at least 30 minutes to an hour out my busy day to get some word and get some guidance. And as I design the life that I want, writing my goals and affirmations, I'll just let God alter and change it the way he see fit. But I'm going to just get something going to show him that I'm ready. And I'm going to build this life and I'm going to design this life the way I see fit. And again, I want to look at December 2023 and look back and see who took action, who was about that action, who was fearless, who started writing their own story, who wasn't scared, and really jumped out there and did it. Because if I can do it with the story I just told y'all today, I think you can. So that's what I want to leave y'all with a message with today. Protect your peace at all times, because you're going to need it. Y'all want to be business owners. Margo, we finna wrap this thing up.
Okay.
Tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, we will be on Patreon. We'll be on Patreon tonight. Appreciate all y'all listening this morning. If you're not a Patreon member, go to the link into my bio on Instagram, CJ_University. Click become a CJU member. Tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to talk about our business strategies, our business plans. Last night, we talked about part 1. All my Patreon members are going to upload their recording. Tonight, we're going to talk about part 2 of our business plan, which is the services you get in our high ticket offer, digital marketing and sales funnels. All right. We're going to definitely get to business. We're definitely going to make some money in 2023. We're going to do it all together. We're going to do it the right way. Yeah, I'm going to have my testimony. It's going to be recorded. It's going to be on the IG Live. Y'all can watch it. It'll be on YouTube Live. I actually recorded the whole video. I got the audio. It's a crazy story, actually. When I think about my life and what I went through, it's actually wild. When I tell the story, I'm like, damn, I really did this shit. It's just crazy. But it's life. Shit. You know? Who wants a boring life, really? Mix it up a little bit in 2023. Mix it up. Shake some things up. When you just remember when you make this change, everybody not gonna like you now. Remember that. Everybody is not gonna like you. You know, people gonna be like, once you start choosing yourself, people stop liking you because they haven't chosen themselves yet. So, when you start to become happy with inside yourself, that energy becomes infectious. Other people can feel it. So if somebody's in negative energy and they feel it real bad, they're going to feel that positive energy coming from you and they're not going to want to rock with that. So be ready. Nobody said it was going to be easy. I never said that it was going to be easy. But as long as you wake up in the morning, shit, you'll be all right. Yo, cut the camera. I'm waiting for Margo to shut it down.
Oh, okay. My busy.
You already know. Hey, look. We're finna shut this thing down. I'll see y'all 9 p.m. on Patreon. You talk about business plans. YouTube Live family. Live family, I love y'all. I have the recordings out. Y'all watch the y'all go watch the recordings, man. I'll see y'all 9 p.m. on Patreon. We'll talk about some more business sauce and everybody who wants this personal development and spirituality sauce. I'll be back here 9 a.m. in the morning. It's your boy, Mr.
Burgundy, you better
CJU.
mind your business. I see that.
It's your boy, Mr. CJU, man. I'm out this thing. Have. Oh, man. That was some good stuff, man.
And wow.
You too, but y'all like that.